So there's a new Monkey Island game out, and it's from Ron Gilbert and Dave Grossman, and it's via Lucasfilm Games. No, you haven't fell back in a hole in time to 1992, it's 2022. Yes, on Talk Like a Pirate Day, Return to Monkey Island was released, and it follows on directly from Monkey Island 2. And as you're no doubt aware, there have been many games released that rely on nostalgia, or are just new entries in an old franchise you haven't seen for a while. And these can always go a few different ways. So I am very happy to report that Return to Monkey Island is legit. It feels right, it sounds right, and the new art style gives the opportunity for more fun little cutscenes than you'd normally get. The game gets it right in ways that go beyond just returning to see the old characters and old locations. One of the things that Monkey Island and LucasArts in general did better than most people was the writing. A lot of lesser point and clicks confused snark with depth. But Monkey Island never made that mistake, and neither does the new one. Each character, new ones included, has a feel that is very them. They're rounded characters, they're not just a reply machine. And the puzzles are classic LucasArts, as is the humour and just generally the vibe. But it's not just for old nostalgia vibes. The UI has been much improved to be much more like a modern point and click, the inventory screen in particular being much less of a pain. There's no verbs to fight with, and that's just as you'd expect. It's not like point and clicks haven't moved on. But it also has a nice little intro section which gives you a good grounding in how these games work. So if you haven't played one before, it will show you the ropes. There's a particularly great part which teaches you how to skip conversations in the beginning, which I found really quite amusing. The puzzle difficulty also appears to ramp up really well, giving you the opportunity to learn the systems before being thrown into a deep, surreal puzzle. Basically, Return to Monkey Island feels as if Lucasfilm never stopped making point and clickers, and this is just the latest one. Terrible Toy Box have done a wonderful job of bottling the magic that made the original so great. One of the new things I love is the addition of a hint book. You don't have to use it, of course, but it's a wonderful concession to the fact that in 2022, if you get stuck in an adventure game, you're just going to look up the solution after you get frustrated. What the hint book does is first give you a gentle hint, then more specific, and keeps going until it basically gives you the answer. This is much more valuable than going and searching out a solution, in my opinion, because it can give you just enough to spark the solution in your own mind, still keeping some of the enjoyment of puzzle solving nice and clear for you. You can also enable the writer's cut of the game, which it describes as more bother and worse pacing. So you can choose to include a bunch of cut content if you like, which I suspect I'll be turning on for my second playthrough. I have to admit, it's still early days for me here, but even so, it's safe to say that Monkey Island absolutely nails it. Now, if you can only play in short sessions, Return to Monkey Island works for you too. You can save at any point. If you have to skip conversations because you need to get out and do something, there is a function which will allow you to see the text of previous conversations so you don't miss anything. Return to Monkey Island is the first point and click in a long time that has excited me and made me want to play through to completion. And all it took was a great vision, genius writing, and the temerity to be willing to change an existing formula. If you have even the slightest interest in Monkey Island, just get it.